Hey, it's a lovely morning. How are you doing? Where are you tuning from? What an amazing day, an amazing Monday, an amazing Tuesday, an amazing Wednesday. Now we are in the amazing Thursday. So you all know that Monday Rev Water comes on with amazing stuff. You can't even begin to explain, the depth of wisdom and the depth of knowledge that this man has. He's cut from just a different cloth. I don't know how many how many people I've met who are as intelligent as this, young man. Okay. And then Tuesday, we have mindset change. It is basically a specialty that our lovely sister, Dr. Sylvia, has gotten into, helping people to change their minds, which we all do. But I think she has tapped into a niche to ensure that that is actually the emphasis that she is, getting into. And on Wednesday, it's a market day where we have given an opportunity to any of you who may actually want to, market your products, market your services, and therefore you are welcome. If you want to come and speak on the 7:30 Mentorship Academy, and give us, the products that you have, will be highly, appreciative whenever you do that. And of course, Thursday I'm coming. I always come. Sometimes I give it to my mentees to showcase their, potential. And then of course, Friday, we get into the healthy, situation, and we have different medical doctors and people who are just into healthy lifestyle to speak to us. So today I am still on this second half of the year, and I'm still bringing in nuggets that will help you to really thrive in the second half of the year. And so let us do some greetings in the chat. Let's do some greetings. Let me see who is here. Let me see who has showed up this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's just do some greetings, and please just express yourself with some amazing emojis. Express yourself with some amazing emojis so that you can just get the room hot. You have to create your moment. Thank you. I see you all. I see you. I see you. Wow. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you all who have showed up this morning. What will we do without you guys? What can we do without you coming on to listen in? I see you, my team. Thank you so much for your amazing support. Your amazing support goes a long way. So today it is still a preparation for how you will shoot out into this second half of the year, and how you will do better than what you did, in the first half of the year. This last half of the year is cardinal. So I'll be talking about power of loyalty and commitment. And the reason why I would like to really delve a little deeper into this is because I have been a leader for a long time. And being a leader for a long time, I have seen a lot of people come into my life. They have come into my life, but then you can tell that even when they have come into my life, they are just coming to leech. Some of them, they are just leeching to just get what they want to get, and off they go. So the first statement I really want to bring out, so I'm talking about power of loyalty and commitment. But before I get into to delve into the depth of it, I just want to bring a warning. Whatever you do, okay? Whatever you do, I'm going to repeat. Be very careful how you exit one season into the next season, how you exit a particular relationship into another relationship. How are you going to exit that particular relationship really matters to where you are going. So I'm going to get biblical just to give you highlights of people that succeeded because of this power of loyalty and commitment. I don't know how many of you have taken time to read the book of Ruth. I'm going to give you a challenge. If you need to read something this particular week or this particular month, I would love you to read the book of Ruth. I want you to get into the book of Ruth and get some snippets. Read with an open mind. You will be so amazed to actually find that it is the richest book when it comes to loyalty and commitment, but also it is a book of powerful relationships and how you can actually really glean on the nuggets of relationships. You know what? From creation, you've got to appreciate that God created us to be interdependent. Okay, God created us to be interdependent, and therefore, this issue of relationship is very cardinal. Such that even when you talk about God Himself as a father, He could not do anything by Himself. He could not do everything by himself. This is why he has a close relationship with his son, because his son is the one who help me. All right, I guess I'm back. Network keeps kicking me out.
Sorry about that.
Sorry
Please
about that.
continue.
Thank you. All right. So when we look at God Himself as a father, even He knows that there are certain things that He cannot do, even when He is an ultimate father who is all knowing, who is omnipresent. Now, when it comes to this God who is a father and all knowing, omnipresent, he is in himself everything. He still needed relationships. And some of the cardinal relationships are the relationships that he has with his beloved son, that at all times when the son was doing something, he said, I do nothing except that which my father allows me to do. Everything, he was in constant communication with his father. And then at some point, when Jesus is leaving the earth, he says, I am not going to leave you orphans. I will leave you another person, power of relationship. I will leave you with another person, the Holy Spirit, who will guide you, who will lead you. And so we can see how they are coordinating in different areas of their duties. There is serious coordination of what needed to be done. But also, you see that when he wants to bring an agenda on the earth, God would have just said, Jesus, I need you to appear on a mountain and just, show up. But because God knows the power of relationship and depending on people, He allows a visit to a virgin woman called Mary, so that that relationship that he needed in order for him to have access on the earth, Mary was cardinal. Mary was very cardinal. As much as he was God, the Father, 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 he still needed Mary. But also, he knew that in order for this thing to make so much sense, I will need Joseph to be on standby. I need Joseph to be on standby to reduce the confusion in Mary's life. Let me position Elizabeth to allow Jesus to be, a legal and lethal in the things that he needs to do. Let us also make John the Baptist, who has to pave the way. Listen to me, child of God. Wherever you are hearing me from, I need you to have an understanding. Which relationship are you going to be loyal to? Which relationship will you be committed to? I need you to hear me. If you want second half of the year to go well, there are certain relationships that are cardinal, otherwise you ain't going anywhere. You may actually achieve certain things, but you may achieve 10% or 20% of the things you could have achieved. But because you ignore Mary's, you ignore Elizabeth's, you ignore John's in the journey of your meandering your career or your destiny. Power of loyalty. So let's now go back. Now that I've painted the picture of the things I want to talk about, I need now us to dwell in the book of Ruth. I need you to have an understanding. Just look at the dramatic issues that are going on in Ruth chapter 1. What is happening in the book of Ruth, chapter 1? There's so much pain and sorrow and confusion going on. What are you going through in your family? What are you going through in your life? Whatever you are going through, God wants you to identify a relationship or some relationships that will take you out of your trouble. Listen, the decisions that you made last year and some relationships you did not treat well last year have costed you to be where you are today. You are not going to underestimate power of relationship. Anything that you do. I was in Namibia, Windhoek, just last weekend. The way I treated one particular relationship when we were at the New York in the UN building, there was one particular lady we were honoring, and the way I treated her when we were in the USA made me to be invited. So when people were having a meeting, on a particular meeting conference they were supposed to have in March, just a week before traveling this year. So this particular person, I met them last year. So they were having a meeting. In that meeting, listen to me carefully. In that meeting, this lady suggested, do you really do you really need a speaker, somebody who can come and speak in this particular conference? There is one lady I met in New York. She's from Zambia. You will need to invite her. Listen, this lady did not know me from Adam. But because there was one person who had to mention my name, this is why I found myself early this year in Namibia. And when I went, I honored that relationship. I treasured that relationship. I was loyal. I was committed, checking up on this person, praying for them, giving what is in my place to give. I continued doing that. I reached out to her children to actually help them in their career decision. Guess what? Whilst I was in that meeting, now listen, this is very important. When a door has been opened for you, how you perform or how you behave when you enter that room, it has nothing to do with a relationship. Come on, I need to get into this. It has nothing to do with who introduced you. When you have now entered the door, you've got to bring in your best so that you are preferred in the room. Let me tell you the problem that I have with many people. When you are given an opportunity to lead, when you are given an opportunity to do something, when you are given an opportunity to receive an award, when you are given an opportunity to be introduced, your behavior sometimes may stink and really be a serious put off. The moment the angel tapped on Mary and said, girlfriend, this is what I need us to do. The next thing, Mary needed to take on the responsibility and began to play the script or what she was taught to do and the things that she needed to do in that movie, if we can call it a movie. Many of you, you want the person who introduces you into that room to also play the acting in the room. The moment I showed up on stage in March, when this person introduced me in Namibia, I entered as though there is no tomorrow. I spoke on stage. Most of you saw the clip, like there's no tomorrow. In that particular meeting was the director for the Law Society of Namibia. She was just a participant. Come on. You know where I'm going with this. She was just a participant in that particular meeting, but because of the way I brought myself out and how I spoke like there's no tomorrow, I brought out everything within me. Some people say, oh, you give too much sometimes. You know, you give more than what you've been invited to give. Well, my dad told me when I was 7 years old, Nellie, if you want to be preferred in life, always study the first maybe 10 people in the room. And if you get to know what they're doing, do extra in order for you to be remembered and to be preferred. Listen to me. The world does not owe you. Nobody owes you. Nobody should introduce you. But when there is a privilege and somebody introduces you, take it as a privilege and do extra. Do extra. It is in the extra where you'll be remembered. It will be in the extra where you'll be remembered, because if everybody is doing the same thing, you are all in the general thing. The generic thing will never cause you to be isolated. It is when you go a notch higher. Anywhere you go. For those I mentor, I am your example. You can never, and I repeat, you can never go into a particular room and not be preferred. You can never. And so there it was. This director now, listen to me. When the door was opened, you are following the journey, yeah? Are you in the room? Are you here? Are you here? Do I have an audience? You see where it started from? From USA. I treated this person well. And when I treated this person well, when they went back home, an opportunity presented, they mentioned my name. When now my name was invited, when I was to release myself and minister in that place and expose the things that I am made of, another person was watching. This is why I tell people, do not snooze. Some of you, you think like the world owes you. Some of you, you think like that boss has to kill himself in order for you to survive. Some of you think like people owe you and they've got to promote you. They've got to talk on your behalf. No, they don't have to. They don't have to. Well, when they do, please, when they do, you need to hold your destiny. Your destiny, bull by the horn. You need to ensure that you really bring yourself into that place and express it as though there is no tomorrow. If you had only today to live, what would you do? Second half of the year. That is how come this last weekend, this director for the Law Society of Namibia invited me to be one of the speakers. And I was made to speak last. And you don't want to know what happened. You don't want to know how many meetings they need to invite me to. You don't want to know. The minister herself said, you know what, I need to organize my team. You've got to come back. I simply told them, chill, chill, chill. Let me check my calendar. So what am I talking about? Whatever you are going through. So Ruth lost a husband. Ruth must have lost her family members, the father, the mother, because you don't see them in the picture. Ruth is coming from a disadvantaged background. You know how the Moabites, generation started. It was a relationship between Lot and his daughters. You find the story in the book of Genesis, chapter 19, from verse 30 there. You find this daughter suggesting, because they were in a cave, and so she was in a cave mentality with a mindset of not knowing that beyond the curve were men who could impregnate them. Beyond the curve were women whom the father could have married so that there is continuity, but they were blocked. There are many of you seated in this room listening to me that are operating in a cave mentality. You are in a place of childhood trauma. You are in a place where you think some people owe you by the way you lash out, by the way you bring yourself out, by the way you think the world owes you. Your husband owes you, your wife owes you, your pastor owes you. Come on. Nobody owes you. And so this firstborn daughter slept with the father. She got pregnant. And that is how Moabites, a generation started. This is the incest foundation this young girl is coming from. But then she gets an opportunity to get married. When she gets married, her husband dies. Listen, you may be going through multiple challenges in your life. I have come on the screen today to do some preaching and help to deliver your life, remove you from that place where you are blaming everybody. Ruth and Oprah went through same situations. It was their response that changed the status quo. That today we have a book that has been written by this young woman. What can you tell me? What are you going through that now is a reason you behave the way you behave, is a reason why you are rude, is the reason why you don't know how to respond to relationships, is the reason why. Come on, come on, come on. The power of loyalty and commitment. When you begin to read what Ruth is saying from verse 6 of Ruth chapter 1, begins to focus on this woman. Well, she didn't look like a woman to follow because at this particular point, she is a widow. She's a widow. She is in a strange country. And she says, you know what? Do not call me pleasant. Do not call me Naomi. Call me Mara. Call me bitterness. So this woman was not really good to follow. Some of you, even when we are good to follow, even when we go out of our way as mentors to really show you the best way you are supposed to do things, you are still stubborn. Even when we are good, even when we try, we are not really supposed to be good. Really. We are not supposed to help you. You are not it is not a must that I should be good to you. It should not. It should not be a must that Rev Water, must mentor you. It's not a must. It's not a must that Dr. Sylvia we should be on the 730 Academy. No, we have other things that we are doing. But even when it is not really mandatory or it is not a must, because really it is not. Let me emphasize that. But we get on to want to rescue you. We get on to want to help you. Even when we do it in that way, helping you to showcase your brands, but still behavior that is displayed by many mentees, wherever you are. Some of you, the way you behave towards your pastor, the way you behave towards whatever, any person that you've met in your life, it is a sorry thing. And this is why you are where you are today. How you treated that particular relationship has got the reason why you are poor now, has got the reason why you are not penetrating. You are only dealing with 20% instead of 95 because you neglected a particular relationship that could have opened a particular door for you. Ruth, power of loyalty, power of commitment. She went on and plugged into this woman and said, Girl, I don't care what you're going through. I know something unique. There's something that I am following. There's something I have seen, and that is what I'm going to concentrate on. All these stories you are telling me, I don't care. I have seen something. Listen to me. If you're in this room, just say, I have seen something. Let me do some preaching a little bit for the next 5 minutes before I close. I have seen something. I have seen something. When you see something, plug into that individual and stop messing up. Plug into that individual. Be committed. Be loyal. Because we are spirit beings. We can sense motives. As leaders, we are trained, especially some of us who have gone even a notch higher. I am an expert in lie detection. Apart from just learning it in school, also I have prophetic inclination where I can pick and I can smell someone at a distance. So you try to play me, you can't. You can't. Even when I extend a branch, I do it mostly because of just what God has instructed me to do. Some people are not, they don't deserve to be assisted. Some people, they don't deserve to be helped because their motives are wrong, even from the word go. If it was not for God, some people, we wouldn't even allow them to be in our team. But if you want to succeed, listen to me. If you want to succeed in the second half of the year, look for somebody you are going to honor. Look for two, three people you are going to place honor. Let me tell you something. One person you place honor on will open a door or doors that will change your life. I placed honor on that one young woman I met in USA. And before long, we have several things that are about to happen in Namibia you don't want to know. You don't want to know because my motives are clear. I am loyal. I'm the most loyal friend, most loyal mentor, mentee. I'm telling you, I know myself. My children know me. You can interview them on the side. What you see is what I am at home. There are things that I have done that even my family have said, no, mom, this is too much. You are too much. But that is just what I've learned. Life, if you want to become, be loyal, be committed. Oh my God, I have only 2 minutes. I'm going to continue on this road because it's a book, actually, Power of Mentorship. I'm already on chapter 6, Power of Mentorship. Some people listening to me right now, you should be, transcribing these things that I'm talking about before that machine takes over. Because there are machines that can transcribe that I'll be able to write a book from my talking. So before that machine takes over, start being close and transcribe and give me this is what we're talking about. Power of loyalty and commitment. This young woman, as she plugged onto Naomi, the next thing they found a particular place to serve. That is, loyalty is not I'm loyal, I'm committed to what? When there is a field, which position, where are you positioned? Where are you placed? This is why, people, let me tell you something. I'm just here to tell you the truth wherever you are. Are you seeking mentorship? Are you seeking to be mentored? Find a place to serve. Don't sit on social media. Mentor me. Mentor me on what? On what? Find a place to serve. Mentorship will be automatic. Be visible. And visibility not with wrong motives, but to serve with a loyal heart. Get committed. That is the journey that Ruth embarked on. In order for a Boaz to show up, many people, they simply see Boaz as marriage. No, 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 no. I'm coming on it. So please show up on Thursdays because I will be coming on to tell you things about the power of mentorship, and I'll be building on this series. Then I'll be bringing other characters to simply help you on the issue of loyalty and commitment. You are where you are because there's a relationship you did not treat well. Clean up the mess. If you need to go and apologize, go and apologize because your doors are shut. Because a Naomi who should introduce you into a Boaz, which is basically your destiny, you have shut down on them. You have shut down on some Elijah somewhere. You have shut down on some Elizabeth somewhere. This is why you are where you are. Mordecai is waiting to introduce you to the new place where you are supposed to thrive as a queen. So I'm going to end here for this particular session, but it will be a continuation to next week. So now I want to invite you. On the 3rd of August, we are in South Africa. We are doing the Real Woman Summit, and we will be launching the book on the 2nd of August, which will be a dinner. But really, I'm inviting you to the 3rd of August. You know, the best you can do, you are in South Africa, the best you can do is tag along a friend who doesn't know me. Bring them to the meeting. That is loyalty. That is commitment. You don't come onto my page. Oh, you inspire me. I come to South Africa, you don't show up. So if really I inspire you, why don't you come to a meeting I'm calling? Why don't you get a ticket? Why don't you advertise and get other people to come? I'm giving you a challenge. I want you to enter into my inbox and tell me, Doc, I have heard and I am your mentee. I am bringing one extra person. I'm not asking you for money. I'm telling you, buy a ticket for somebody to come and be blessed. That is what I'm saying. Help me fill up the room. I shouldn't be begging when I have people I have contributed into, people I have prayed for, people I have gone out of my way. When time now comes where I need your help, you can't be hiding on me. And then after this conference, then you come and show up as you are the best mentor in my life. No, you are lying. No, you are lying. So let's see. 3rd August. Let me see who is really in South Africa for Real Woman Summit. Thank you so much. See you again next week on Thursday. Have a lovely day. Shalom, shalom.